Hey everyone, I have a ton of new followers, so I wanted to jump on here and just talk a little bit about my cancer journey so everyone can kind of get an idea of what I've gone through and why I share some of the things that I share. So, I was diagnosed with ductal in situ stage 0 DCIS in my left breast in February 2019. And I was diagnosed after my twin sister was diagnosed with breast cancer. So, after she was diagnosed, her doctor recommended, because we are twins, that I go get a genetic testing done. And so I went in and met with a genetic counselor, did some blood work, and it was determined that her and I both were the BRCA2 gene carrier. So basically, we have this mutation that can cause breast cancer at a higher risk. So I did what I was supposed to do. I did a double mastectomy. I didn't have to do treatment as far as chemo and radiation because it was only stage 0. So I did a double mastectomy with reconstruction. And I thought my cancer journey was over. So I went almost 6 years to the day of no cancer, no reoccurrence. And then February last year, almost 6 years to the day, I found a lump on my left breast. And it was kind of weird because it was on top of the implant. And when I had my mastectomy done before, I had what's called a nipple sparing. So basically, for the best way to describe it, they literally gut your breast tissue, but my nipples were left. So they were thinking that the cancer came back because that nipple tissue was there. Anyways, I found a lump on top of my left breast. And fortunately, I had already had my 6 month appointment with my oncologist scheduled for the following week. So I called my doctor, got in, and they're like, "Yep, we definitely feel something." And they were like, "Well, since you're here, we're gonna go ahead and just do a biopsy." And so when I was diagnosed the first time, it was February 15th, 2019. I went in on February, what was it? A couple of days before the 6 year mark, but I was diagnosed again on February 13th of 2025 with stage 2 cancer. And not only was there the large lump that I felt, there were four more underneath the capsule, kind of going in a clock as far as directional. And so it was really, really weird because I had a less than a 1% chance of a reoccurrence, and it came back in 5 spots. So it was my biopsy confirmed that I was grade 3 invasive ductal carcinoma, ER/PR positive, HER2 positive. And so very, very treatable, but very, very aggressive. And so in February I did a PET scan um, that determined that there was cancer, obviously. And then in February 2025, they put the port in. And so this is the scar. I had the port removed a couple weeks ago. So they put the port in, and we started round 1 of chemo. So when I originally started going through treatment and met with my oncologist, I was told I only had to do 6 rounds of chemotherapy. And I was like, okay, we can do this. I didn't want to have to go through chemo because I didn't want to lose my hair, but I did. And so started round 1, went the whole way up to round 6. And then I had my second double mastectomy in August of last year. And it was determined that there was still cancer in the lump and in the area that they were doing the treatment. So they added another 14 rounds of chemo. So dating back till March, I went through 6 rounds of chemo. So obviously I had the normal chemo side effects. So I have neuropathy, which I still have. I can't feel the tips of my fingers at all. Or if I do, it's like a weird tingling. I had obviously hair loss. I lost my hair after 1 round of chemo. It came out very, very quickly. I'm very happy that it's growing back. It's just still that awkward stage. I had a lot of nail damage, and I still do, where I lost a couple of my toenails, and then I have like lines that keep splitting down the middle of my fingernails, which is really annoying because I can't grow my nails out long without them breaking because they're very, very fragile. Brain fog, chemo brain is a very real thing. I was very, very tired, and I was very, very sick. So fast forward in August, like I mentioned, I underwent my second mastectomy, and I decided to remove the implants and go flat. So I am flat as of right now. I do not know at this time if I will have reconstruction again. I don't know if I can have reconstruction again. So we're kind of waiting for that. I ended up doing radiation from mid-September to about mid-October. I did 3 weeks or 15 rounds of radiation. So I had horrible burns. It was just centralized to this area of the right breast area. And I had horrible burns, but made it through pretty decent other than the burns. Um, and then I have had, like I said, 20 rounds of chemo, and I switched to a different chemo called Kadcyla in September. So that was why my hair was able to start growing back, was because I was in a different chemo that did not cause hair loss. You still had a lot of the other side effects of it, but my hair was able to grow back. And I've done a couple of the testing where they send it off and determine what the markers are as far as the cancer is concerned. So it's called a Tempest test. I've had two, and as of the last one at the beginning of May, there's no evidence of the disease. So I'm cancer free, if you will, right now. I just finished my last round of chemo on June 2nd. And so I'm kind of in that weird survivorship stage where I'm still dealing with the side effects of chemo as far as the fatigue. Obviously, my hair is growing back. My eyebrows are still very, very thin. But it's just that weird stage where it's like I'm done with treatment, but I still am not normal. And I don't know when you get normal after something like this, something that's so traumatic, for not only like emotionally, but physically. But I am done with treatment as of right now. I do meet with a plastic surgeon at the University of Ann Arbor in October to talk about potential reconstruction surgery. But my surgeon is not very confident that I'll be able to do it because I don't have enough fat on my body right now to make breasts. But she did say that there's this phenomenal surgeon down in New Orleans where they can take fat from different parts of your body to create boobs. And so I don't know if I do reconstruction, I don't want anything big. I just want something that looks a little normal because I have like my sternum sticks out a lot. And so I look way more indented than I thought I would following my mastectomy. And it's really awkward. I'm in that stage where it's like, I don't know what kind of clothes to wear. None of my clothes fit right. I have not even put on a swimming suit this season because nothing looks and feels right. And that's been a little bit of a struggle. But, you know, I'm on Zometa as well right now, which still can have some pretty weird side effects. But the Zometa is to treat the osteoporosis and osteopenia that was caused from the chemo. So I have osteoporosis in my spine, lumbar 1 through 4, I believe, and then osteopenia in my left hip. So the Zometa is used to help reverse that osteoporosis. So I've been very careful on lifting and running and all the things since I was diagnosed with osteoporosis because I don't want to get hurt. But yeah, so I'm in that cancer survivorship. I had my port removed on June 6th, which was literally 4 days after my last round of chemo. So it's healing really well. I have a scar. It's a little bit sensitive, but I was really happy to get that off. Now the Zometa infusion that will continue to get every 3 months will just be through an IV, so that I don't have to use a port or anything for that. So that's why I chose to have the port removed, was because one, it was very, very uncomfortable, but two, I just didn't want the foreign thing in my body anymore. So, so today there's no evidence of the disease. I'm trying to get back into the flow of life after having cancer twice in my 30s. My energy level is still very, very zapped. I have very little energy, but I am on the road to hopefully getting back to where I was. I just celebrated my 40th birthday on Thursday, so really excited to go into the next decade of my life, hopefully without any cancer. I had cancer twice in my 30s, 32 and 38, and I am just so ready to be done and get on with my life, which again, I don't think you actually get on with your life in a way that you want, because there's always that fear of a reoccurrence. So anyways, I wanted to jump on and just share that journey with you. So you'll see that I share a lot of videos and tips and nutrition and things that I've changed from, you know, bringing into my home non-toxic things. So I wanted to share my story to create a little bit of credibility onto why I do what I do, why I say and share the things that I do. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. Obviously, consult with your doctor if I make suggestions with nutrition or vitamins or what have you. But I wanted to share the things that are working with me and my family. So thank you guys for following along. I appreciate you all.